L Dog, you ready to go into the blue?
I've been ready since I said yes to do this podcast.
You said yeah, like I courted you. And
I didn't
I
ask
needed.
to do it.
Okay, you didn't.
No, Henry
What,
left, and you were
how are
like,
you here?
I don't know. How am I here?
That was a weird decision by me, but glad to have you, buddy.
Come on. That was not
Yeah,
weird.
I know it was the right choice. Felt like the right choice at the time.
Did
Lost a
Tim
few
say no?
listeners.
Was I the second choice?
No,
I was
actually,
first.
yeah, yeah. Uh, Tim's just a literal executive producer.
Right.
Um, Logan, you've seen Into the Blue many times.
I would say between 15 and 20.
That's insane.
Nope.
How can you watch this movie that many? Like, this is a movie that is, first of all, 1 hour and 50 minutes long for no reason.
I didn't even know that until you just said that.
Yeah, and it's about hunting for treasure in the Bahamas and heavily features Scott Kahn doing some of the worst improv you've ever heard in your life.
That was improv?
Oh, I read that they let him really go off on the script. Are
Yeah.
you
I,
kidding
I think
me?
he's funny. I like him.
Yeah, it's a real he's entourage style humor.
He's like trained. He had all those Oceans movies of just hanging out with the bros, kicking it. I feel like he really understands the humor.
Yeah, he's a chill dog for sure.
I always liked
Uh,
him.
I like him too, but he's a funny person. He's a nepo baby. He's like 4'8". He has these ridiculous hair plugs. It's insane. They don't hide his height either. Like there are scenes in this movie where you see like it's conversations between Paul Walker and Scott Kahn in like silhouette, and Paul Walker, who's not a tall man, is
Is he not? I
fucking.
thought he was.
I don't think he's super tall, but he appears to be towering over Scott Kahn.
I thought he was like 6'2", Paul Walker.
I don't know. I just think you think he's tall because he's always hanging out with either Scott Kahn or Vin Diesel.
But don't they try to make Vin look taller in those movies?
Yeah, they try.
They try
Doesn't
their
work,
best.
man.
Yeah.
That boy's short. All right, listen.
I'll tell you
Into,
why I've seen this so many times.
please do.
Jessica Alba, not to make too big a deal out of it, but she was really one of the first loves that I ever had in my life. She really was.
Oh,
Um, and this movie was a big part of it. I mean, I didn't watch it when it came out, but I was 7 when it came out, so it was like around my whole life when I was into ladies, and she was a big, truly a big part of it. It was like her, and then I like moved on to Megan Fox, but then I like moved right back to Jessica Alba. Like she had a big place in my heart.
yeah.
And when she got married, she married this guy like
Cash.
Cash
Yeah,
Warren, and I was
I
like, fuck
remember that.
this guy. Like I hate that guy. Like he
Yeah,
took my lady.
she married Cash.
Yeah, and I liked Paul Walker from the Fast and Furious movies, so it was perfect. And I love swimming. I was a big fan of swimming when I was a little
That's the
kid.
appeal to me, honestly. Is like there's so many underwater shots. There's this one shot in the movie where like they just dive underwater and there's like a ray on the bottom of the ocean floor and it just starts swimming away and I oohed
It's
like out
beautiful.
loud like oh
Yeah, I love the underwater stuff. I love underwater stuff in general too, not just swimming, but any underwater stuff. And I love sharks. There aren't that many sharks, but
you know what
some of the
though.
sharks are funny a little
There's
bit.
some good shark stuff in this movie I forgot that because I always just remember it being a treasure hunting movie, but
Right.
I mean that one shark takes a big bite out of that girl's leg.
I think it's a little funny the way it's done. Like they really try to hide the shark. And I love the shot of Scott Kahn when you see the shark like float right by him in the background when he's working on something. That's a little silly. That's just obvious green screen.
Well, I read that the filmmakers captured a live tiger shark, a wild tiger shark near the Bahamas, and tried to convince Alba to shoot some shit in the water with it, and she was unwilling to do it.
Good for her.
Jessica Alba had a bad time filming this movie.
Really.
Yeah, I was reading about it. We'll get into it. All right. Into the Blue.
It wasn't. She also had a Good Luck Chuck. I watched that only for her, and I watched that. I've seen that about 5 times. So that's where I
Well, that's
was.
just because you're a huge Dane Cook guy, right?
No, I wasn't. I did see Employee of the Month though, for some reason.
So you've seen the entire Dane Cook oeuvre.
Is
Have
that
you
all he's
seen
done?
Waiting?
Never saw it. Waiting for the podcast. I'm
Oh
waiting for the
yeah,
podcast. I'm waiting
nice.
dot 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 for the podcast.
Yeah, I've never. I'm waiting for this the to do. I've never seen the sequel.
Still
Still
waiting.
waiting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I'm not really that excited to do that, but we also just did Deadpool. Let's wait 3 years and then we'll do.
3 years.
Yeah, you don't think?
It. I think it'd be a good one-off one of these weeks.
There's so many one-offs. I'd rather do Happy Death Day or
Yeah, but there's so many crazy people in that movie, like Andy Milonakis and Luis Guzman and Anna Faris.
all right, that's
Yeah,
fun. Doesn't interest me.
and
I'd rather do
Scream
Wayne's
Queen.
World if we're gonna do a comedy
Oh,
or Anchorman or something like that.
let's do Wayne's World.
All right, maybe
All right, all right. Listen, Into the Blue. Can I get into it?
you sure can.
All right. This is directed by one of my favorite directors.
Really?
Yeah, John Stockwell. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a guy who's just all about fun in the sun. Okay. That's all he does. All his movies are about having fun under bright blue skies, wearing your sweet bathing suits, getting in the water. It's great. All
I
right.
thought about doing a bit where I put like a little suntan lotion
I
on my
love that
nose
bit. You
or
should have.
something. But
Yeah.
yeah,
He did Blue Crush. All right. In addition to Into the Blue, Blue Crush.
one of these actors I noticed was in Blue Crush.
There you go. Turistas. You ever see Turistas?
Yes, I have seen some of that.
That's a fun in the sun horror movie. And he did Crazy Beautiful with Kirsten Dunst, and no bras in that movie. They weren't. No one was allowed to wear one. And
That's this guy's style.
that's
This
this
guy
guy's
loves
style.
putting sexy ladies on screen.
Yeah, he likes lithe babes.
Maybe that's why
having
Alba
fun in
didn't
the
love it so
sun.
much.
Oh well, there's so much that Alba did not love about the making of this movie. Um, I mean, so first of all, like she said, her character was downplayed a lot during filming. Like it was more prominent in the script, and so like that was one thing.
Damn.
And she said that all the stunts were done before they filmed with her, and so like they had to match her wardrobe to what they had the stunt girls in, and so she was uncomfortable wearing that little.
Oh
uh
wow.
yeah.
Mhm.
And here's the other thing. Apparently the set was right near the Bahama mansion of a fella named Peter Nygaard. Okay. And
Mhm.
Nygaard was a fashion designer at the time. Okay. But he's currently in prison for sex trafficking minors.
Okay.
Okay. And apparently he invited the cast and crew of Into the Blue to just like use his pad as like a party house whenever they wanted.
That's like the
But
plot of the movie. Scott Con or James Scott Con. He gets to this the use of the his employee or
it's true.
his what do you call
His
it?
client.
His client. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's sort of like this here.
Yeah. So they're going to this house all the time and they're having parties, and Alba said it was fucking gross, and
Oh my god.
she would leave early because there'd be 14-year-old
Oh, you know who
girls.
was loving it?
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker. Oh my god.
Paul Walker. And there's a contemporary like interview from like 2005 where he was asked about the Peter Nygaard parties,
Hmm.
and he described them as being quote like Disneyland.
Oh no, Paul. That's terrible.
Yeah, yeah. So these girls, the youngins, they were having sex openly in the jacuzzi with dudes, and they'd just be sitting there, and that would start happening, and Jessica Alba would be like, "Well, I'm gonna go home."
Yeah, good for you, Jessica.
Yeah, yeah. So, kind of a creepy atmosphere here. I bet Scotty Khan was loving that too.
I hope Brolin wasn't participating. I don't
I
think he
hope.
was.
Ugh, I hope not, man. I forgot Brolin. Brolin's kind of the best part of this movie.
He's great. He's so great.
Yeah. There was one moment where I was like, "Where the fuck is Josh Brolin? We haven't seen him in a while." And then, like the second I said that, he showed up, and I was like, "Nice calibration movie."
I think this movie has good pacing, honestly.
Come on.
As soon as you miss Brolin, he pops right back in.
No, that they did well, but the third act of this movie feels so long.
I think it's cool when her like cop friend gets killed and she cuts his arm off and jumps in the water with the sharks. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, that part's cool, but there's also a lot of faffing around. I don't know.
And I love
Well,
him when he's all tied up and he jumps in the water with his hands tied. You know how
yeah,
crazy that is to jump in the ocean with your hands tied, but he's awesome. And then he like hangs out on the boat and he kicks off the boat into the water. Like he is that Paul Walker? I don't know who. I mean, it can't be Paul Walker, but it looks like Paul Walker to me.
yeah,
I
it's a
don't know how they
suit
shot this
double.
movie. Is what I'm saying. I'm super impressed.
Well, they had $50 million. It's pretty big budget, and it ended up not doing that great. It only made 46.1 million, and it only made 18 in America. Like
Mm.
it kind of tanked in America. And so the sequel was mostly made for like European and like overseas audiences. Apparently it came out in theaters in a few countries, including like Brazil.
And
But
what Parvati and Amanda was like our grab at the American audience. Like
I
maybe we'll get some.
guess
That's a weird
Audrina, I think
choice.
Audrina mostly.
Is she a big deal?
Like, oh yeah, The Hills was really popular at this time. I went back and like looked at some of the press for the sequel, and no one's talking about Parvati and Amanda. It's all about Audrina.
I didn't think she was that good.
Well, no, none of them are good. They're all terrible, terrible actors.
Everyone in the movie?
Not everyone in the movie. Obviously, I love Luke from the OC.
Right.
Yeah, but all the like stunt casting they did. It felt
Mhm.
like watching a fucking Sharknado movie at times.
It did. You're right, kind of right about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, all right, but back to the first one.
Mhm.
It came out September 30th, 2005, which I think is a little weird. Yeah, I think you want to release this thing in August.
At the latest.
Well, because there's so many big movies coming out in July and June, it'll get lost in the shuffle. But you pop this baby out in August, I think that's when people want to see something like this.
You don't think July, like 4th of July into August would be even better?
Absolutely not. No, 4th of July, you're competing against, I don't know what it was out that year, the day after tomorrow or something.
But 4th of July, they want to go to the beach movie, not the winter movie.
No, but everyone wants to just go see the big movie, 4th of July. Everyone wants to see Transformers. All
Maybe
right.
you do.
I
Smart
don't.
audience is going to
I'm,
Into the Blue.
you're a moron because I'm talking about years of box office receipts
I'm
here.
just making a jab. I'm just playing around.
Quit jabbing me.
All right, I'm sorry. No more
All right.
jabs.
All right. Your shirt, it's like the same color as my blanket here.
I intentionally did no stripes. This is like a little mountain view thing.
It's nice.
Thank you.
All right.
Tell the audience what you're wearing.
I've got my Sunnydale High t-shirt on, you know.
The crimson red color. It's very
That's
nice.
right. The Razorbacks.
Oh, I
And
didn't
it's-
know that.
And it says class of 99, which is the year that Buffy Summers and her friends graduated.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
I was part of that class. I was involved in that fight against the mayor during graduation.
Oh, you're lying now.
Yeah,
He's
I
just
was
making
there.
stuff up.
I was there, man. I was
Oh.
part of the flamethrower squadron.
No, this is just a T-shirt that he has. He wasn't
Yeah.
actually there.
Yeah.
It's just merchandise.
You caught me.
Why are you trying to lie to everybody?
All right. So listen, this came in at number 118 at the box office in America for that year, between Cursed by our good friend K Dubs and The Upside of Anger with Kevin Costner, the worst person.
Come
And
on,
what?
that's not true.
I I've never felt so much personal satisfaction at a movie's failure than I do about Horizon.
You know, we don't do enough where we just like I get a choice, you get a choice. But if that was a thing, I think I would pick Horizon just to make you do it
The second one's not out yet.
when it comes out, though.
We can do it if you want.
I think that should be more a thing. You can pick like you force me to watch stuff, and I'll force you to watch stuff.
All
You
right.
think? Like we'll
I
do
don't care.
Avatar, like we'll bang out some big stuff.
It's just an excuse to like drive me nuts.
That's not true. Stuff I want to talk about.
Okay. You want to talk about Avatar?
I think it'll make for a good episode.
Hmm.
May as well wait for the third one at this point.
Then it's got to be 2 episodes.
Oh yeah. Well, if we do it now, it'll have to do a second one later anyway.
Who knows when these things are coming out, man? I mean, why do they take so long to make?
Because he perfects it.
No, he doesn't.
What do you know? You didn't even see the second one.
Everyone hated it, right?
That's not.
Spike?
No, everyone gave it a 3, probably.
I think
Like
everyone.
at the minimum. I don't think anyone gave it a 2.
You don't think anyone gave Avatar 2 a 2?
Probably not. Like out of respect, people would give it a 3.
Come here. Come here.
Because that guy Spider was the worst part. But
I've
even
got
he couldn't bring
I've
me to
got
a
your
2.
back, listeners.
Yeah. You know who has my back on this movie? Roger Ebert. He gives it a 4 star rating out of 5
Well,
on
yeah,
Letterboxd.
it's 3 out of 4, but yeah, they do. How about Price Ash? You're out there, Price. You gave it 1 star, Avatar 2.
All right. Price Ash. You feel
Gotta,
good about yourself?
yeah, I bet he does. But you know what? You're right. Most of these fuckers gave it a 3.
They tip their cap. They say, good job, JC.
God damn it. Um, yeah, man. Even Ryder Strong gave it a polite 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What if he gave it a 5? He'd love it.
I'd be furious.
He hasn't seen either of these. It really bummed me out.
Oh, that's sad. I bet he saw him at the time.
Yeah, you're right. He does the thing where he doesn't rate it unless he's seen it while he's had Letterbox.
Right, right.
Because I asked him about it once. I was like The Hustler, I think. I was like, why haven't you seen The Hustler? He's like, I have. I just not since I had Letterboxd.
Really? You interacted with Ryder Strong
Yeah,
over
because
The
I wanted to
Hustler?
know why he saw The Color of Money, but not The Hustler.
Can you? Why didn't you should do that every time then? Just
Oh, really? That's
yeah.
annoying. I'll get blocked by Ryder.
So what?
I don't want to get blocked by Ryder. He's my
DM
favorite
Ryder
follow.
Strong and ask him if he's seen Into the Blue.
Right now, have you ever seen
Yeah,
Into the
yeah,
Blue?
maybe he'll respond by the time we're done recording.
Do I ask him what his thoughts are, or just have you seen it?
Yeah. What would you rate it out of 5?
All right, I'll do that. I'm not gonna DM him. I'll at him.
At
Just about,
him.
just about the first movie though, not the second
Okay.
movie.
And Logan can do this because it's 2024 and he's still on Elon Musk's X app.
Daily.
Mm-hmm. Feel good?
I feel great because I get to interact with Ryder. This is where you talk and don't take a drink because I'm typing.
Oh, right. I forgot. Normally like we could edit it around, but we're
I mean, I could edit this, but I prefer if people are watching for it to be just like a clean one through.
Me too. Me too. All right. So
All right. Tweet
hey,
sent.
great. Glad to hear it. So Jessica Alba was nominated for a Golden Raspberry for this movie.
Oh, that's bullshit. I hate that. She had a bad experience and then she gets she gets rewarded with a freaking raspberry.
Yeah. It was for this and Fantastic Four. And she lost the raspberry to Jenny McCarthy for her role in Dirty Love.
Never seen it.
Which, yeah, I have because it was a Blockbuster exclusive.
And you worked at Blockbuster.
And I worked at
year.
Blockbuster at this time. And I remember we had a whole wall of that movie. And somebody that I worked with was like, you should rent it. It's funny. and I rented it, and it was like I, not that I had much respect for this person anyway, but like whatever respect I had was gone by the time I finished
That
this
was the
fucking
last
movie.
recommendation you ever
That was
watched.
it, man. That was it.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah,
Dirty Love.
yeah.
Is Dirty
Uh,
Work a movie? Is it better or worse than that one?
no, Dirty Work's good, dude.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
a Norm Macdonald movie directed by Bob Saget.
Oh, now they're
Yeah.
partying it up in heaven together.
Oh, you better believe it. Are you kidding me? They're sitting around that heavenly poker table, smoking their heavenly cigars, talking all raw about heavenly chicks.
And Heavenly Creatures, their favorite movie.
Oh, yeah, they both
That'd be
love
funny
that
if that was
movie.
their
That
favorite movie.
famously, Bob Saget and Norm Macdonald both are huge Peter Jackson fans.
I saw movies Movington on Letterboxd. I went to his Letterboxd yesterday, and his description ended with like all my favorite things, and then it ended with Full House. So movies Movington is a big Full House watcher. So if you didn't
Hey,
respect him enough, now it just went up.
full respect.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like this like this esteemed critic, but he loves Full House.
I wonder if he knows that he comes up on this podcast
No way.
every week.
I don't think he listens, does he?
I
think
don't think so.
he doesn't follow. That's why I'll look to see if he follows me, and he does
Yeah.
not.
No, we like each other's vibe on Letterboxd.
You should like all my reviews so he sees like, why is this Daniel liking this guy Logan's reviews? And then he follows me. He'd be like, oh, Logan must be good. So he follows me. I want to be followed by Movies Movington.
Okay, I'll do my best.
All right, thank you.
All right. Let's get into the
Let's rank Tales of
story.
Five.
Oh, right. So I mean, this might sound like a rerun to some of you motherfuckers, but now we're doing it on video, so Logan's making me do all the rankings.
Skip ahead a minute if you don't care.
Yeah.
My number 10 is The Squid and the Whale. My number 9, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Number 8, The Descent. Number 7, A History of Violence. Number 6, The Devil and Daniel Johnston. Number 5, Grizzly Man. Number 4, Spielberg's The War of the Worlds. Number 3, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. 2, Munich. And 1, Brokeback Mountain. What a film it is. It's a good list right there. Pretty proud of that top 10.
Yeah.
It's one of my better top 10s, I think. You don't think?
No. You know, it's just Brokeback Mountain number 1, huh?
Yeah, it's a 2 for you.
Yeah, I know.
I remember.
All right. Number 10, Junebug. Number 9, The Puffy Chair. 8, Good Night and Good Luck. 7, 40-Year-Old Virgin. 6, Grizzly Man. 5, Match Point. 4, A History of Violence. Number 3, Devil and Daniel Johnston. Number 2, Brokeback Mountain. And number 1, The Squid and the Whale.
Yeah, so we have a similar top 10, except the ones I haven't seen.
I guess so, man.
So,
but hey, can we talk about Into the Blue? Because I've got a lot to say.
I would love to.
Okay.
I have a lot to say too.
All
This
right.
is my favorite movie.
It opens on a plane crash, which I feel like was very in vogue around this time. Plane crashes. You know, I feel like Castaway set a bar. All right. Remember Castaway?
Seen it, yeah.
Yeah.
He works at FedEx.
It's really I mispronounced that. It's Cast Away.
Right. He's not a survivor contestant.
No. He's
cast away
on
an island.
So that's clever by Robert Zemeckis. Now that has a plane crash in it, and I always felt like that was the first really good looking plane crash in movies.
Wow.
Yeah, and around that, yeah.
Okay.
And then I feel like every plane crash that happened in a movie or TV show around that time was influenced by the one in Castaway. It always looked a little bit like the one in Castaway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the pilot episode of Lost.
Yeah.
And Into the Blue. All right.
Good list right there.
Thank you.
And then you
much.
move on, you get Flight and Sully. They're very similar in that way. They try to do a same thing.
Marry, fuck, kill. Castaway, Into the Blue, and Lost.
Well, I've never seen Lost. We're talking as a whole or the plane crash?
I don't care.
Okay. We got to fuck Into the Blue. It's
I,
clearly the
I I
most
would think
fuckable.
so. I would think so.
What are the other two options?
Castaway and Lost.
I think I'd marry Lost and kill Castaway. I haven't even
And
seen Lost, but I'd love to go through it.
yeah, me too.
And
I could spend the
if
rest of my life watching Lost.
if you're gonna marry something, spend the rest of your life. I'd rather do it with something so long rather
Yeah.
than Castaway.
Great job. Great job. That was sort of like our old game, never, rarely, sometimes, always.
That's right. Which
Yeah.
I never even did with you. That show ended when Henry left.
Should we do that?
I think it'd be fun if we like can't think of anything. It's like that's the last resort letterbox
Well,
game.
that's what it was for me and Henry for sure.
And you guys just didn't think of anything ever, so you did it 5 times.
Yep.
This guy's handsome, Tyson Beckford.
Well, he was a big model at the time, man.
Yeah, that's right.
He was around. He's not a good actor. Does he really have a Jamaican accent like that?
I didn't notice he didn't hear.
He was doing that. I don't know.
Maybe it's like a Bahama accent.
Maybe that's what he's going for.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
don't think he does. He's
I
from New
honestly,
York. He's from the Bronx. So.
yeah, that wasn't a real accent. It was pretty bad.
My man, girls with me. Let's talk to the lady, my boy.
Why'd they have him do it then? Like, if you're gonna cast a model in your movie, just let him say shit.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, it's a weird choice.
All right. Anyway, we get one of my favorite things early on in this film,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking about wavy credits.
Ooh, you like that?
I love when the credits wave.
Yeah, I think I do too, actually. I feel
Yeah.
like Manhunter might have some wavy credits.
I think any movie that is involving swimming or being on water should have wavy credits.
Agreed. Cosign.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I mean, you know, call me crazy, but I think so. If you got a shark in your movie, give me those wavy credits.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It doesn't have to be shark. It can be a piranha film.
Anything.
Any type of water film.
That's right.
It could be a water park. Are there any good water park movies? Snack Shack's kind of a water park movie. So is The Way Back.
The way
back.
That's the one I was thinking of. The way
Yeah,
back. It's not great, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
There should be more water park movies. Water
Grown
Parks
Ups.
are a great venue.
There's a big section in Grown Ups where they go to a water park.
That's true. Kevin James comes down an inner tube, and he's a big fat guy, and he hits a kid.
And when they have their sexy daughters, like two of their daughters are really hot.
Right? I don't remember that.
Yeah, they come. Yeah, they have like two sexy daughters that show up halfway through the movie.
Ooh, yeah, Logan's really on top of the sexy.
And Dan Patrick works at the water park.
Oh yeah, Dan Pat from Sports Center.
That's right.
Yeah,
and I think that's when Steve Buscemi might break his arms in that scene.
All right,
water park.
Guys, check out our episode on Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. Now, Jessica Alba, I misremembered this. I thought it was more of like a love story between these two, but they're committed and together at the start of the film.
You know, it's like a will they, won't they?
Yeah.
No, they're together, fully together.
Yeah, Alba and Paul Walker.
I always remember that part where they're making out and Brolin comes rolling up on his boat. And they're kissing on the. I always remember that scene.
I like when the boat's springing a leak and Brolin goes, "Yo, the water belongs on the outside of the boat."
I don't think you said it quite that broy.
It was very bro, and I laughed. I thought that was a funny line.
Are you a captain now? You know the water goes outside of the boat.
Yeah, it was a funny line.
So Paul Walker in this movie, he plays an unemployed, aspiring treasure hunter who is living on a rusted out boat with a dog in the Bahamas.
Girlfriend.
In the Bahamas. Yeah, and a girlfriend. Now the dog was Paul Walker's actual dog.
I love when that happens.
I love when that happens.
It's like A Star Is Born.
Yo, or the nanny.
Really?
Yeah.
Whose dog?
Fran Drescher's dog.
Wow. She played her dog in The Nanny or the family's dog in The Nanny?
Her dog.
She has a dog and it's her dog. That's really
right.
cool. I love that.
Me too. All right. She's working a bridal shop in Flushing, Queens. All right. Listen, Walker, I gotta say,
Walker, I hardly know her. How's that for a joke?
it's good. It's good. What's Paul Walker's character so I can stop saying Walker?
Jared, and her name is Sam.
Sam, yeah.
I always love the name Sam as a man or a woman. I always think that's a cool name.
Yeah.
Sam. I like it more for a woman, actually.
I dated a Sam in college, but they don't go by that anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do they go by?
Sid. They're they them now, and
Yeah.
they go by Sid Branca.
I was gonna
But
say
when I
like,
knew, when I knew her name, it was her. I guess it was Sam Cooke,
mhm,
which is the name of like a famous singer, and I always thought that was so cool.
right.
How could you be named Sam Cooke and then decide to change your name from that?
Well, I think to leave that old identity that you had, you want to escape that old sort of
I
life
understand.
you were
Am
in.
I dead naming them right now? I might be.
Yeah, I don't think it matters to you that much.
All right. Hey, if you're listening, hey, what's up?
What are the like? What are the odds of that?
Probably
3%?
not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably less. Than that.
But we're still in touch. We follow each other on Letterboxd.
Oh wow, everybody
Yeah.
follows you on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
They value your opinion
It's
so
really
much.
the only place you can find me.
It's true, or the podcast,
Yeah. All right. So
or you can text him if you're a patron. He gives out his phone number sometimes every few years. He'll let you know.
516-510.
Don't do it on the main show. That's crazy.
Who cares?
Come on.
All right. I mean, what it couldn't be more annoying than all the fucking political texts I'm getting
Really? You get that all the time?
constantly. Every time I look at my phone, I have either a text about politics wanting me to donate money to a democratic cause, or um like a job trying to get me to hey, are you interested in doing remote work?
That'd be fun.
Yeah, but they're all fake.
Hmm.
And or it's calls from scammer what's it called? Health
Like,
insurance.
Yeah. So, and you just ignore them all.
I ignore everything. So like if you want to be ignored by the D train, give me a text at 516
Come on. At least they're texting though, not calling you.
Yeah.
I hope I talked over that enough.
I appreciate that. You don't need to call me. Why? I don't mind giving it out. I
That's
don't give
why.
a fuck, man. I don't give a fuck. All right. No fucks given.
I guess so.
All
That's
right?
your motto.
Listen, yeah.
YOLO. You only live once. That's my motto.
Yeah, for Brat Fall, I'm just giving out my phone number.
Also, you can't just be Brat everything.
Well,
isn't it Brad Summer?
It was Brat Summer.
It can't be Brat all year round.
Of course it can.
No, it can't.
Yeah, this is the year of the Brat.
All right. Who started that?
It's like the year of the rat. Like that's like a Chinese thing.
Right. Was that Chapel Roan started the year?
No, how fucking dare you?
Who came up with Brat Year? Why is this Brat Year?
It's the great Charlie XCX.
Oh, my bad. I forgot about her. I couldn't tell you one song of hers.
I don't want to break the rules. I don't want.
Oh, that's her.
That's a great song. Or boom, clap, sound of my heart.
That's pretty good.
Goes. I had my nieces when I was in New York. We changed the lyrics to boom clap to be about farting.
You did a Kids Bop version?
Yeah. And it was like I don't remember what it was. It was like boom, fart, the sound of your butt.
Oh my god.
Classic stuff. I am a very good uncle.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Listen, Paul Walker, seconds after being introduced to the movie, they get into a car and he almost gets into a car crash.
What do you mean? How?
They're like driving around and he's like making out with Alba.
Oh, when you said when he gets introduced to the movie, I thought it was like they gave him the script and then they drove off and almost died or something.
No, man. In
When
his second
right.
scene in the movie, he gets in a near car crash, and I was taken right out.
But it shows you their love. Like they can't keep their hands off each other.
Yeah.
These two love each other.
Can't keep my hands to myself.
that's Selena.
Selena Gomez. Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
Mhm.
Whatever happened, she should sing more. She should put out some more songs.
I kind of agree.
That'd be fun. She hasn't in a long time.
Yeah. Why don't she like put out a record with Steve Martin? Like he could play banjo and she'll sing some.
Is that a thing he
over it.
does?
Yeah, he's super into banjo.
Whoa, they should do that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. You know, like Steve Martin was bored on the set of a movie when he pulls out a banjo in a movie.
That's a thing he does.
That's the same. Yeah,
I don't
it
know a lot
happens
about
every
him.
so often.
I've
Really?
seen him in Looney Tunes back in action.
We should cover Father of the Bride.
Or Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Or
you're like,
Black or the I was calling him Black Panther. He's the Pink Panther though. Remember?
yeah, I don't want to do that. No, but
We
like
have to do the earlier
if you
one.
make me do fucking Avatar, I'm gonna make you do Father of the Bride.
That's fine. That's the fun of it.
I guess. Fun.
But
All right. Scott Conn. I misremembered this too. I thought they were brothers,
Mhm.
but they're not. They're just friends. And I think I made them brothers in my head because it doesn't make any sense that they're friends.
Right, this lawyer and this dive bum they call him.
Yeah, this dive bum layabout living in the Bahamas. All right. And he seems like he's been there like for a long time. Like he's friends with the local police.
Right.
All right. So he's got this friend, Scott Conn, who is a defense attorney living in New York. How
think he
often
just
is
moved
he seeing
on.
this guy?
They probably talk because he knows Jessica Alba too. They're very friendly. So
Yeah.
it seems like they just grew up together, and then he went to college and became a lawyer. But now they're still friends.
Where
It seems like they haven't
grow
seen
up
each other
together?
in 6 months. What'd you say?
They haven't seen each other in 6 months. I would think it's longer than that. How, like, when is this defense attorney from New York hanging out with this dive bum from
And
Bahamas?
Christmas time when he comes to visit, comes to see his family. I assume his family lives here.
You think Scott Conn's family lives in the Bahamas?
Yeah, I think he grew up
I think
here
that's
too.
crazy. I don't. I think he looks totally out of place. Although he does seem very comfortable with the diving part of it, which
Right.
leads me to believe that it's something he's done casually in his life.
And the woman at the hospital is like, who knows diving? Do you know diving? And he's like, no, I'm not a lawyer. So it seems like, but he does know diving. Yeah. So it seems like they did this a lot in the past. How else would they know each other if they didn't grow up together?
Maybe you're right. They were dive buddies, and it became a vocation for Paul Walker, but it became just a hobby for Scotty Conn.
And Paul Walker doesn't just love the diving. He loves the treasure. He wants to find the Zephyr, that boat. He's obsessed with that. Scott Conn doesn't care about that. He's living his own life.
Fly away on my Zephyr.
What's that from?
That's a Red Hot Chili Pepper song called the Zephyr Song.
The Zephyr Song is what it's called.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
always love songs like that. The Lazy Song by Bruno Mars. I love the songs that have songs.
It
in
always
the
comes
title.
back to Bruno Mars with you.
Only that one album. Doo-wops and hooligans.
I know you love it.
Classic.
All right. So I also thought that like this lady that Scott Conn's with was like his girlfriend, but it's really not.
He knew her for a night.
Yeah, he met her the night before the movie starts.
I think that's great. That's a great little tidbit.
But then why is she like with him? I can't imagine
He's
like
rich.
having sex with some random. Yeah, but why would he want to hang out with her?
She's hot.
Yeah, but he's rich. He could get all kinds of ladies.
But he's Scott Conn though. He still looks like Scott Conn, and he's still like has like the charm, and like he's still short or whatever. but I mean, she's really tall too. This Ashley Scott, she's not like a normal sized woman. She seemed like 5'9", 5'10".
I didn't like her.
I didn't love her either. I never have.
Yeah.
I
What's
mean,
she
she's
been
clear.
in?
I don't know. She's clearly the worst of the four to me. And that part where they go out at night and she gets eaten by the shark. I think that is why the movie's as long as it is. You could probably just cut that out.
I guess so. Here, Ashley Scott. She's in
She is hot
AI.
though,
She's not. I kind of think she looks a little plasticky to me.
but like generically hot. Like she's not Daniel's type, but you understand why this nightclub owner loves her, Tyson Beckford,
I'm
right?
not so sure.
No,
Like I
you didn't get
understand
that.
why Scott Kahn loves her. I'm not sure why the nightclub.
Well, he
owner-
lives at the Bahamas. She's from like New York, coming to the Bahamas. He's like, oh, look at this. We don't really see a lot of women that look like her.
I guess so. She's done a lot of TV. She's in Jericho, and she played the Huntress in the Birds of Prey TV show. I bet you didn't even
I
know
didn't
there
know
was
they-
a Birds
I
of
did
Prey
not know
TV
that.
show. Yeah, that was like years before they made that movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
Huntress. Who played her?
Yeah.
That her in the movie, Huntress.
That's a really good question.
Mary
I
Elizabeth Winstead. She's the only one I can remember that's in that movie. Um,
I'll look it up
But-
for you, buddy.
but yeah, I love that part where they met the night before. But yeah, so they stay. Also, she's with him because he's like, I have this house in the Bahamas we can go to, and she's like, all right, that sounds fun. Let's go to the Bahamas for a week. I really
It
didn't
was
question that.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. You pulled that off.
Wow. Well, she's the only one
Yeah.
I could remember. Who else?
Great
Is,
job.
but so what else happens? I have a question for you, Daniel.
I'd love to hear it.
Would you choose love over treasure?
You know I would.
I feel like you would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that you would. So anyway, we're looking for the Zephyr and we come across this plane that's crashed into the ocean. That'd be pretty cool finding a plane in the ocean.
Yeah,
Could you
what's weird about this movie though is like they find the. Do you hear my cat right now?
No,
Oh,
maybe
good.
I did a
Okay.
little bit.
They find a plane in the ocean, right? And it's like a drug smuggling plane, all right. And then Paul Walker just like does some searching around that basic area, and like a minute away from where the plane crash is, he finds like buried treasure.
Yeah. Well,
Like everything they needed is right in this area. It's like they have a choice between two fortunes.
it's
Okay. They could either pull up all this sweet cocaine and sell that shit and make hundreds of thousands of dollars seemingly. Or they can unearth this buried treasure
true. Yes.
and make millions of dollars. But that's wild. Like this is a guy who, when we meet him, has $0 in the bank. I think they even say he says like $50 a day on a good day. And
It's crazy, but I understand what you're saying, but it's kind of not, because they say at one point he's 29 years old. Say he's been doing this since he's 20. Like he's been looking for the treasure since for 9 years. Okay. He's only come across two riches in 9 years. The fact he stumbles upon them at the same time is a little coincidental, but I think it shows that perseverance pays off. Basically,
oh God,
if you keep going, you might find two treasures, not just one.
Sometimes this
You
is
gotta
where
read between the lines,
this
Daniel.
is where our age divides us, because you're like 25, you still believe that perseverance pays off.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Well, it did for him. It did for Jared.
yeah,
It worked
sure did. This movie has a happy ending.
somewhat. Scott Kahn's girlfriend died. That's not that happy.
It's not his girlfriend. He just fucked her that night.
That would still be sad.
He
Girl
was
you knew
planning on
for-
cutting her out of the treasure.
Was that a part of the deal? He was going to cut her out.
There's a scene where he like pulls Paul Walker aside and he goes, "So you thinking 50-50, 50 to me, 50
Oh, yeah.
to you and Sam?" And
That's a good deal for him, because it should be, if they were splitting it three ways, it would go 33, 33, 33.
totally.
But he's getting 50% because they're just taking 50 rather than 66 for them to. It's such a good deal for him.
That's the problem. Is like when you're a couple, sometimes people will give you like Christmas gifts at
Yeah, it's
like
like your
for the
birthday on
both of you.
Christmas too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
something like that. Yeah. So he was really getting out good, and she died. So he did get out good. It's true. But
yeah. He
yeah.
didn't
So
have to make that choice.
right. But also once you, it's not as easy as just find cocaine, sell it. Now you're 100 millionaire. You find cocaine, now you're in trouble because there's cocaine, and obviously people are going to be after that cocaine. So it's not so simple.
I
And that's what
guess.
happens with the movie. We find cocaine, and now Josh
And then
Brolin's after us.
every character it turns out to be involved with the cocaine.
Yeah, that's a little coincidental too. Listen, it's not the best movie ever, but I love Jessica Alba and I love swimming. What do you want from me? But yeah, that's what happens. Everyone's involved. Josh Brolin, he is so awesome. I love his facial hair.
That's a good twist actually that Brolin's involved
Right.
because
We kind of wonder why he's in the movie otherwise.
well,
A little bit.
I thought he was just what I thought they were doing with Brolin was like he was the Carrie Elwes character from Twister, where like he's just like a fellow treasure hunter, but he's got all the connections and the equipment and the money and shit, and they're trying to compete with him on a shoestring budget, you know.
Yeah.
But then it turns out that he's also evil.
No, you're right. I guess you're totally right about that. He didn't have to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But
And especially because they already set up like two other bad guys. Like we've got Tyson Beckford, who always seems to be a henchman. Like, you know, he's not the main bad guy. But then you see him reporting to James Frayne.
right, he was really good, I thought.
Oh, he's a great character.
He's in like one
actor.
scene. He was awesome though.
Yeah, he's in tons of shit. So like James Frayne, I thought they were setting him up to be the big bad guy. He seemed like he could be a main bad guy in a movie. But no, it turned out to be Brolin.
He totally could. You're right about that because he is like as good as that. I'm thinking about Bad Boys 2, whoever that guy in Bad Boys 2 was. That could have been James Frayne. He could have been whoever that guy was in Bad Boys 2.
James Frayne, I feel like, has been a bad guy on every TV show I've ever watched.
MacGyver, he'd be good on that one.
I've never watched that.
But you're right.
But he was in True Blood. I remember that.
Okay.
And Orphan Black, he showed up on Gotham. What else? Agent Carter. Tons of shit, man. James Frayne, he really got around. The Cape. Do you remember The Cape?
Never heard of that.
No one remembers that show. It got canceled after one season, but it was this like fake superhero show called The Cape.
Oh, completely made up? That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't get new made up superheroes anymore.
I know. Oh, Invasion. That's what I really remember him from. That was another show that got canceled after one season, but I was fucking obsessed with it. I feel like I talk about it way too much on this podcast.
Yeah,
and he shut the fuck up.
I'm just kidding. My parents love that show. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah, or at least
you
my
sure
mom
it's
did.
the same show?
My mom loved that. Yeah,
right.
It's like an alien show, right?
It was, yeah. Well, I mean, it's called Invasion,
but people are aliens. Like suddenly someone you knew you thought was a character,
right? It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers kind of a shtick.
Yeah, I'll see a few episodes.
But yeah, he turns out to be like the main villain on that show by the end of it. James Frayne.
It's a cool name.
Great name.
I wondered when I was watching the movie. I meant to look it up actually. James Brolin and James. Wait, they have the same name, right? James Brolin and James Caan. Were they ever in the same movie together? I meant to look that up.
I don't know,
but I didn't do it. That was a bad job by me. But I think that's cool. I wonder if they ever met when they were kids, Josh and Scott Caan. Like because of their dads.
You gotta think so. You gotta think so.
That's so cool to think about. They
might have gone to Beverly Hills High School together.
Is that a thing? All famous people put their kids in Beverly Hills High School?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a real place? Beverly Hills
that's a real place. Yeah.
Yeah, but whatever. It is a cool moment when Brolin steps out of the bathroom with bloody hands, like I'm the bad guy. Bet you, like Billie Eilish. Bet you didn't see it coming. But anyway, so a bunch of cool stuff happens. I love the part where the pickaxe gets the flip flop. Almost gets Jessica Alba in the feet, but she steps out and it nails the flip flop. Just a ton of fun moments. The directing is just a
lot of foot shots in this movie. It was a little Tarantino-esque.
Probably not her though. Probably the double.
I don't know,
Actually,
man.
I don't know.
But there's that one shot of like Ashley Scott where she's like lying in bed and
Mhm.
you're seeing her feet first, like she's on her stomach with her like legs
On the
kicking in
boat,
the air. I don't
there's one where
know.
she's tanning on the boat, and you just see
That
like
might be what I'm thinking of. That like
there are
when
too
the
many to count.
yeah when the cops come on.
She takes her top off when she sees the cops to like try to distract them,
I
but it
felt
doesn't work.
so bad for that one cop. Like this poor fella, he's set up to have like a wife and kids and shit, and like just for being friends with Paul Walker and Jessica Alba, he gets capped.
And then he gets his hand cut off
Like
after
I
he's dead.
felt way worse about him being dead than I did about Ashley Scott.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah, they're good friends, and he dies when they're like right next to her.
Yeah, and they
Really
why'd they
sad
give him
moment
kids? Like that's a bummer, man. Like
to
I
bum
mean,
you out, to make it sad,
I guess you're right. I guess you're
and it
right.
worked. Look how
They did
sad
a
you are.
great job.
Daniel's crying right now. Daniel, why are you
We're
crying?
on video. You can't make jokes like that anymore.
Well, some people are still listening only, probably.
I guess.
And
I
then they'll
guess.
go watch it. They'll be like, Daniel cried? Well, I gotta check that out.
I'll listen. It'll happen.
You never
It'll
cried
happen.
on a podcast.
I of course I have.
What? I don't think that ever
Yeah.
happened. I don't think
I
so.
remember one time Henry threw up in the middle of a podcast.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
Forgot what episode.
I wish that was on video.
Like Ace Ventura or something?
I don't know. It was whichever one had well, we haven't had this guy in a while. Ryan Rabalkin. Remember we used to have him on occasionally? Yeah, whatever episode that was. Because
Okay.
I remember it was like we had a guest on that we didn't know that well, and all of a sudden he was throwing
You guys,
up.
you're like, this promise this isn't like an every time thing. He doesn't throw up every episode.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
This
hilarious.
is a strange occurrence. All right, listen. I've got so much about this movie that I want to talk
Really?
about. Yeah, yeah. I I want to talk about some of Scott Kahn's ad libs.
Okay.
All right. So the treasure that they find is treasure of a runaway slave turned pirate.
Mhm.
Okay. Um it's a heartfelt story. He escaped American slavery and then stole from the Confederacy to give to fellow runaway slaves. All right, it's sort of an amazing story.
Yeah, I think so.
Paul Walker has this book, and he's showing the book to Scott Kahn, and has pictures of the runaway slave in it. And Scott Kahn decides the best joke to make at that moment is, "Oh, look at Snoop Dogg Silver over here."
Really?
Yeah. And then he points to the other slaves in the back of the picture. He says, "Oh, and there's his homies back there drinking 40s."
Way to go, Scott. Jesus.
Scott Kahn. So one of the weird things about this movie too is it is so anti-drug, but it seems like the kind of movie where they were constantly doing drugs on the set. I like
They were just so horny, it seems.
Yeah, I know, but there was a moment where, like, first of all, Scott Kahn and Ashley Scott, they like take one brick of cocaine from that plane down there, and Paul Walker and Jessica Alba make them empty it out into the ocean.
Yeah.
And I'm like, A, that's insane. Just it's one brick of cocaine. Take it and do it yourself.
That's how you die. You
What?
take a brick of cocaine out of the ocean that someone is looking for, and you leave with it.
It's one brick. There were hundreds of thousands.
You know how much a brick of cocaine is worth?
Listen, they could have gotten away with one brick.
These guys are dummies.
Are you fucking crazy? And then they're emptying it out into the ocean. That's littering. Okay,
Yeah, I didn't like that
it's
either.
gonna kill some fish,
And also,
you're gonna get some hopped up sharks.
I wondered too, is there any way for that to sink? Like if they throw it in as the brick how it is, would that just float forever.
I think the garbage is going to float forever. The
brick would have sank.
cocaine is going to go under because they empty it out.
Right,
Right.
double terrible decision because now
Right.
it won't sink, and now it's just sitting there for people
Now
to
the
find.
garbage is going to sit on the surface. The coke is going to go
Kill
underwater.
fish.
You're going to have a hopped up shark, a shark on
Shark on coke,
Yeah.
cocaine shark, like cocaine bear.
shark. That's right. That's
Damn, that should have been the sequel.
agreed, man.
That's so
That
funny.
would've been all right. But so that annoyed me. All right. And then like a couple scenes later, Scott Kahn's at the club with Ashley Scott, and Ashley Scott's talking to Tyson, and there's cocaine, and Tyson has cocaine, and Ashley Scott says to Scott Kahn, "You want to do a bump?" And Scott Kahn's immediate response is, "No, that shit's for losers."
And then he goes and jumps in the pool in the middle of the club. I love that part.
It's so funny. Like Scott Kahn saying that cocaine is for losers in a movie
while
like,
he's high on cocaine.
How
in
much
real life.
cocaine do you think Scott Kahn has done in his life?
He was probably high on cocaine when he said that line.
Definitely.
There's like a 45%.
It probably wasn't prop cocaine in the movie.
I think that you're right about that.
Yeah. They could have gotten it from that fucking sex trafficker's house.
That's such a crazy story that happened. I honestly, it'll be hard for me to watch this again now that I know that Jessica Alba was so uncomfortable throughout the movie.
Yeah.
I think she's good in the movie. I think she's pretty good. Otherwise,
yeah, I actually kind of think so too, and I'm not like a big Alba guy,
right?
Like I don't have the same like crush that you have, and I never thought she was a particularly good actor, but I think she acquits herself fine here.
And she is
you
beautiful.
do care about Sam. You want her to make it out of the movie.
She's the best character, probably. And I like how close she is with the cop when he dies. That's sad for her, too.
I like that too. Yeah. There's a connection. I like when they see the cop on the water, she says like, "Tell you."
She was clearly the closest.
I said, "Hey, yeah."
Yeah, they do a good job with that. And I didn't love the part where Ashley Scott was like, "Over Sam's squeaky clean over here," and then that's when she like leaves. That whole dramatic moment between those two, they don't work together. Those two.
So clean she squeaks. Shut up, you coke whore.
Sam.
Very nice.
Amanda, stop.
But
yeah, I actually it would have been more fun for me if they got along, because like there's some early stuff where like Alba's on her best behavior, or like Ashley Scott's on her best behavior and Alba's being nice to her, and it's like nice to see like them be female friends in the movie, and then like they immediately get all catty and
the other one dies like
yeah it's dumb. But
I don't think this movie passes the Bechdel test. Probably
no, definitely not.
Probably not. There's only two women here. Now I'm looking at the cast.
I just gotta. I'm in 1977 in Marvel Comics. I'm reading all the Marvel Comics from the beginning, starting from 1961. All right. I just got to a comic in 1977, and I'm pretty sure I found the first Marvel comic that passes the Bechdel test.
Wow. 77, that's pretty good.
Took 16 years.
Yeah. How many women superheroes are there so far?
Miss Marvel, the Wasp. Really? Yeah, there's a couple.
Okay. But Miss Marvel, she's like, oh no, I'm thinking of Captain Marvel. What's the difference between those
Marvel,
two?
they're the same character.
Oh, okay. She's like one of the most powerful people, though. So they did at least make the woman most powerful.
But it's just Captain Marvel was originally a dude, and so they were like, let's just do like all the female characters early on in Marvel are like female versions of male characters. It's like Spider-Woman, She-Hulk,
Batgirl.
That's DC.
Oh, of course it is. I'm just naming
for heaven's sake.
I'm just naming superheroes.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Oh wait,
no, that's an original, man.
I always thought she was Superwoman, though. Basically, like Superman, but Superwoman.
No,
isn't that a thing? Superwoman,
Supergirl.
Oh, Supergirl, of course. My bad.
Of course, Supergirl is in Into the Blue too.
No way.
That's what I knew the lead girl, Laura Vandervoort.
Oh, I thought you meant the old Supergirl.
No,
from the
no,
movie.
she played Supergirl in
Smallville.
Smallville. Yeah,
Yeah, that's very cool. So is she Canadian? Wasn't that a Canadian show?
I'm sure she is.
Are all these people Canadian? Is the OC guy
I,
Canadian?
I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe that would be cool. Why?
I don't know, just a cool thing to learn. Like learning new stuff. That Luke from the OC is Canadian. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Chris Carmack's.
Right.
All right. What anything else I want to get to here?
We find gold at the end of the movie.
Yeah. It's like a 6 weeks later thing.
Yeah,
We
it's
do the
awesome.
same thing in the second one.
It is the same exact thing, even to the point where one of the girlfriends dies in the movie, and it's like what one couple left, and then the man of the other couple lives.
Oh
They
yeah.
shoot the other one like in the face.
That was sort of sad though. Like
Yeah.
the girl in the second one was not like morally ambiguous like Ashley Scott. She was just like a nice
She just wanted to
lady.
be with that guy, and he after he'd been cheating on her with Parvati the whole movie, she still wanted to be with him.
I know. With literally Parvati
Parvati
playing
Shallow.
herself. Yeah. He was cheating on her with Parvati from Survivor Cook Islands
and Micronesia. What all had happened so far?
What?
What all had happened so far?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't think Heroes Villains had happened yet.
No, Heroes versus Villains had definitely not happened, but
It's 2009.
It must have, Micronesia must
Yeah,
have
that had happened,
right? Because
'cause
why else would they think to pair Parvati with Amanda?
No, definitely. Because 2009 is Tocantins in Samoa. So that means like I think Gabon was probably last to film, or it might have been Micronesia, might have been last season.
Oh my god, I forgot to tell you something yesterday when we were doing Hey I'm Watching Here.
Okay.
I watched that Clipped, the Clippers show, and you know who was in the first episode randomly?
No.
Sugar.
Kuiper?
Yeah, Sugar Kuiper
Jessica
from Survivor.
Sugar Kuiper.
Yes.
Wow, I knew she was an actor, I think. I knew she like tried to be an actor.
Well, I mean, I've seen her in shit, but like not since she was like way younger. Like she turned up in like Gilmore Girls for a few episodes.
How's she looking? I feel like she sort of looks the same these days.
She was doing the thing where she's like a Marilyn Monroe impersonator.
That's perfect.
Yeah. All right, wait. I was checking Survivor.
Yeah, I mean, I just told you what happened. The last season was either Micronesia or Gabon to come out. So these were the two hottest ones to get.
Yeah, this came out while Tocantins was airing.
Okay. So while we were filming either Gabon or Micronesia, which is what I said 10 minutes ago. But anyway, can I bring up one moment?
Yeah, go nuts.
We're underwater. You'll remember it. Jessica Alba does this incredible swim move where like her belly goes.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I had the DVD to this movie. I think I have the Blu-ray actually somewhere, but I had the DVD, and that was just the load screen on the DVD. It was just that moment where Jessica, I swear to God, where she would just swim. And sometimes I would be like, all right, can't wait to watch Into the Blue. And then I would just sit there and watch the load screen.
I bet you did.
An hour and a half instead.
With your pants down.
No. All
right.
To bring that up.
I'm sure it brought you up.
Come on.
Yeah. What anything else?
Yeah.
All right.
Love all the crane shots. So many crane shots in the movie. And I love when they're sitting after they discover the treasure and they have some of it and they're sitting in this little pool at this table. I love that location, like the little table in the water they're sitting at, like playing with the knife and stuff. Like, we got to go back and get the treasure. I love that location in the water.
I remember that.
They're like at a little table in the water. It's so
How's
cool.
that possible? Why is there a table in the water?
It's like built in to the pool to be like at the pool level.
When they're at the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love that. I always want one of those. A table in the pool.
I hope we're a huge success slogan so that one day you can have a table in a pool.
Damn, I'm excited just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I guess that's it for Into the
Well,
blue.
I did like some of the shit at the very end. Like I thought the third act was boring, but then like there's a quick succession of events, right? You get the spear gun face,
Mm-hmm.
then right after that there's sharks. Right after that, Jessica Alba like breaks this dude's fingers, pretty cool.
No, she cuts his hand off. Oh, the guy in the door. He gets his hand in the
Yeah,
door. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
that's baller. And then Josh Brolin gets blown up.
He gets turned into a skeleton, basically.
Yeah.
We see his skeleton.
Dude, he gets like Gus Fringed underwater.
He did, basically. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. So I was pretty into that.
Yeah,
But
totally.
overall, I mean, this movie's pretty bad.
No way.
I'll give it a 2.
It's hot and fun, and there's swimming. Nobody's ever looked better than Jessica Alba in this movie. Like, it's kind of true. So what are you gonna do? 2?
Yeah, a 2. But I'll tell you what, I'm
going
gonna
3.
see more John Stockwell movies.
Really?
I've seen 4 at this point, including this one. And I'm looking at the rest of his filmography. He's got some more Fun in the Sun movies. Looks like there's a shark one called Dark Tide
Okay.
with Halle Berry. All right. I think I
Okay.
should see that. All right. He did a Kickboxer movie. So when we cover Kickboxer, we can revisit John Stockwell. He's got another one called Middle of Nowhere, where the cover is a lady hanging out in a pool. All right. So anything with this guy and the ocean depths, I'm gonna check out.
I agree with that. He has I don't know. I'm pretty into him too. So MVP, what do you got?
By the way, I gotta watch this too. Apparently, his first film he made as a director is from 1987. It's called Undercover, and it's about a cop going undercover in a high school. And the cover of the movie is like I don't know who this actor is. His name is David Nydorf. But look. He does not look like he would fit in a high school.
No.
Look at that hairline.
Jesus Christ. That is horrific.
I gotta watch that. And the girl he's hanging out with is Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But she's cool.
course
Is
she
she married to somebody? Cool. Did I make that up?
Well, she's divorced from Noah Baumbach.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
I'm
bad.
sure it was.
So MVP, you are gonna go Brolin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Broly.
I'll go Jessica Alba. My LVP, I'm gonna go. I don't know who he is because IMDb does not give a photo for a lot of these people. He either plays Jake or Rowlo. So it's either Peter R.V. Bowleg Jr. or Adam Collins.
Who the fuck is this?
I don't know. They don't have a picture. But it's the guy who tries to stab Jessica Alba with the pickaxe in the foot and he gets her flip-flop. It's that
Come on.
guy.
We could do better than that.
I thought he was the worst guy. They just had to make faces the whole movie, and I thought he sucked.
I'm just gonna give it to Ashley Scott.
I didn't want to.
I know you didn't. I could tell you have like some sort of weird affection.
Just for the movie as a whole. I don't want to go with any of these people. I like when Beckford there's a moment where he walks down the stairs and like holds his gun. Cool. I remember that shot.
And you're
Isn't
like,
cool?
I can't go with Tyson because in one shot he holds his gun cool.
Yeah. There's not a moment where that other guy holds his gun. Cool. I don't even know who he is. I'll put a picture of him on screen, I guess. But my first installments list, I put it 173 out of 313 between Bad Moms and Anaconda.
It's not quite as good as Bad Moms.
Couldn't quite get there. But
When are we gonna cover Anaconda?
They have like spin-offs. Anaconda versus
That's what we should do. We should do Anaconda and Lake Placid at the same
I was
time.
forgetting what it was.
And then build up to the crossover.
Is that next Halloween? Is that spooky enough for Halloween?
I don't think it is. I don't
Okay.
think
It'll
it
be like
is.
next June. That seems like June time.
Yeah.
That'd be
agree.
fun. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
I think Robert Englund is in Snake or Lake Placid versus Anaconda.
Why didn't they call the crossover movie Snake Placid?
They're dumb. They didn't know what they had on their hands. But I saw the trailer and it was like Robert Englund stars, and it's so weird. It's Anaconda versus Lake Placid. That's not a title convention. That's not a thing.
No, it's a lake. That's not the name. It's a crocodile. It should just be called Anaconda / Lake Placid : snake versus crocodile.
Yeah, they're just like this.
Or
movie.
just call it fucking Snake Placid.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it.
Yeah.
So Ryder Strong hasn't seen it, but I said earlier
he hasn't gotten back to you yet on that Twitter.
Oh, it's a good point. I don't have notifications on for Twitter. That's a good thing. I don't have notifications on for Twitter, at least.
Yeah, I respect that, I guess.
No, he hasn't gotten back to me. But I said earlier, Roger Ebert did give it a 4 out of 5. So I assume he gave it a 3 out of 4 back in the day.
He did, yeah. I read his review.
So he got it. He understood what was going on.
He got it.
He's hip.
He's hip.
He was.
All right. Well, yeah.
R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up when he died because I was like, I looked up to see if he saw the second movie.
He would have been alive for it, but
he died in 2013.
He wasn't reviewing straight to video bullshit.
Oh, true. Fair enough. But anyway, straight to video bullshit. Here we come. We cover it.
Yeah, sometimes.
I thought that was a rule where we don't. Like back in the day where you guys didn't do it.
You want to know some other stuff about John Stockwell?
Yeah, he was an actor. He was in Christine.
You knew that, right?
Yeah, there was another movie, but I forgot.
He was in My Science Project. He was in Top Gun. He's been in a few things. But Stockwell, he was apparently buddies with Andy Warhol back in the day.
Wow.
He's like a really fascinating dude. And I read that his niece is Florence Welch.
Okay.
You know, Florence and the Machine?
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So like his sister is Florence and the Machine's mom.
That's really cool.
Yeah. He's a weird guy, man.
Wow.
Love Stockwell.
Yeah. So Florence and the Machine's a Nepo baby, kind of.
I guess, yeah. She certainly had a leg up.
All right. Dog days might be over for my appreciation for that band.
Seems like she didn't have too many dog days. Seems like it was a pretty good life for Florence.
It's true. Goddamn.
Yeah. All right. Into the Blue 2: the Reef.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Don't confuse it with another great film, The Reef.
That's
another shark
great.
film.
Overrated.
Oh, you don't like The Reef?
No, man. I watched it on everybody's recommendation. I thought it sucked.
Oh, I'm a big fan.
I think I prefer Into the Blue 2, honestly.
What? That's crazy. The Reef is a lot of fun. If you've never seen The Reef, guys, check it out. It's like a lot of great thrills. It's like kind of scary.
Scary, boring.
No, you're thinking of Open Water, I think.
No, I'm not. Hang on.
The Reef is like a lot of action. Occasionally. Bless you. Like it's kind of slow because they have to make it a movie, but like every 10 minutes, there's great action. Somebody dies.
Look, here's my review of The Reef. Interminable first 45 until the shark turns up. Still too hard to get worked up after that because the only character distinctive enough to want to follow was the one left behind. I think this was overhyped by friends or something. Look, I wrote that.
The guy that was left behind, I believe, was on The Traitors New Zealand.
What?
I saw him on a season of The Traitors. He popped up and he was like, his lower third was like actor. And I was like, really? Let me check this out. So I looked up who he was and I noticed he was in The Reef. And I was like, who are you in The Reef? And then I realized the character. I think that's the character you were talking about.
All right. Well,
possibly. Maybe
he's
not.
the only one I liked.
But no, I like that movie. That's a cool movie.
Didn't like it. But Into the Blue 2.
Yeah, sorry.
This fine film. Let's discuss it.
Do you like this more than the first one?
No.
Okay, I thought that's what was going to happen here.
No, that's crazy. This is terrible.
Okay.
It's. I mean, I'm probably going to give it a 1.
I kind of like some of it.
But I came home last night after work. It's like 12:30 in the a.m. and you're watching Perspectives. And I had a nice time watching it.
Yeah, me too.
I was eating Chinese food, watching Into the Blue 2, loving life.
Great volleyball scene. It's like 10 minutes long. It's pretty
It's
fun.
way too long,
It's
man.
really long, but it's
But
cool.
but it's a great scene because that one has both Parvati and Amanda in it, and also Audrina. So like
Right.
it's checking all my boxes.
I liked Audrina's boyfriend way more than Audrina.
I thought Audrina's boyfriend was absolutely god awful. He's my LVP. One of the douchiest motherfuckers ever. The worst.
He's meant to be though.
I know, but his soul patch and like there's
Great
that
choice
one
by that
scene,
actor.
There's that one scene where they're in the club and he like gets a lap dance from a girl and Audrina sees and Audrina comes up to him and is like her whole character is like I'm a yappy lady and I nag. That's what I do.
Mhm.
And so she does that and then the second she walks away he does this thing where he like turns around. He basically like looks at the camera and he's like, back to what I was doing.
I like that part. Back to checking out the ladies.
Yeah.
I was into it. I was like, oh, this guy's funny.
All right. Um,
He reminded me of the guy from Bottoms, the boyfriend in Bottoms who keeps cheating on his girlfriend.
that's funny.
A little bit like that guy.
Maybe. Now this one is directed by Stephen Herrick,
Yeah.
right? Who's like a real director.
Is he? I think he was a franchise guy too, right?
Yeah, he directed Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and the writer, by the way, Mitchell Kapner, is also a franchise guy. He wrote the whole 9 Yards, which we covered, and also
Oh, yeah. Right.
I might have done with Henry.
No,
and
I did that with you.
He wrote
Recently.
Oz the Great and Powerful for Sam Raimi as well.
Okay.
But Steve Herrick, he's like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He did the original Critters. He did the original Mighty Ducks. Like
Yeah.
he's a real franchise guy. All right.
He does the originals sometimes.
Yeah. Well, he did the 101 Dalmatians too, the live action remake with Glenn Close as Cruella
Okay.
de Vil. And I mean, what a career. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Mr. Holland's Opus.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy.
Is that a good
Remember
movie?
that? That's,
No, I never
it's
saw
okay.
it.
It's worth a look.
Okay.
And he's another interesting thing about Stephen Herrick is he's actually worked with John Stockwell
Whoa. On what?
because John Stockwell wrote but did not direct Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg, and
Oh,
Stephen
yeah.
Herrick directed that movie. So
Okay.
Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston is a collabo between the two Into the Blue directors.
I love it. Great fact. I should have
Thank
covered
you.
it. Rockstar.
Fucking nailed it,
That would have been
right?
fun. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. All right. This was released April 21st, 2009.
That's my grandmother's birthday. April 21st.
Wow, day after Hitler's birthday.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah,
He was born on
because
April 20th?
he was born 420.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Thank you for teaching me that.
You're welcome. I'm sure that's a fact you'll use a lot in your life.
Maybe. It's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Is that why 420 is 420?
I don't know. I hope not.
Yeah, why? That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
It
when I
is.
learned that Boston Rob was born on Christmas. Like he has the same birthday as Jesus Christ, Boston Rob. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but wasn't Jesus Christ's actual birthday in like September or something?
What?
Yeah, like that's like bullshit. They like made it Christmas. But
That's
to me, what's interesting about that is Boston Rob was a great Christmas gift to the world from God.
Yeah, wrapped very beautifully. He was beautiful. He was so hot when he was young, wasn't he? It's crazy how hot Boston Rob was.
So sexy, man. You go back and watch Survivor Marquesas.
Mhm.
All right. And he is a tasty pile of beef.
Maybe
Okay.
mute him, but if you just watch him,
You don't mute him.
yeah, John Carroll, are you gay or what?
Remember
that?
Yeah, I do.
That's pretty legendary.
But you want to see him do that morning talk show with Sean.
He did that with Sean.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Man, Sean. Yeah, it's been talked about, but they should have brought him back.
Oh,
Sorry to just talk about
100%. How
Survivor.
was he not on the second chance season?
Or just All Stars. They should just brought him back for All Stars.
Agreed. Yeah, there's not enough Marquesas representation on All Stars. It's just Boston Rob and Kathy Vavrick O'Brien.
Who are the black people on All Stars?
Alicia Calloway. Yeah.
Is that it?
Who else? Is that it?
I'm thinking Jervis should have been there.
Yeah, but he's not.
Jervis or Sean? I think that might be it. That might be
Holy shit, that's embarrassing, man.
That would not be the case today. Sean would be there for sure.
Is that really it?
I'm thinking about it. I think that's it. I could look it up.
I'm like going through the 2 black people on each season in my head.
Because we didn't even bring Vesepia because she won and we didn't even care.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's it. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yep.
Should have brought back OT.
Who? Oh, Austin?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That would be crazy.
All right. Into the Blue 2. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So this is a film that it's not in the Bahamas.
Really?
It's in Hawaii.
Oh. Didn't even
notice. You didn't?
I don't think so.
Well, because there's a lot of Hawaii talking. There's like Hawaiian native accents happening. Native
I guess I thought it was
languages. No. So it's another. It's like it's drug smuggling again, right?
Yeah, basically. Half drug smuggling, half treasure hunting.
That's what these
what
movies
we do here.
do. That's what we do in Into the Blue.
Yeah.
So
no sharks. There aren't even any sharks in this one.
there's like this white-haired guy, and he's like a boss, and he's after some stuff. All right.
The guy who with the lady who shows up in the middle.
I was just
That's kind of late.
No, but I'm talking about the prologue.
Oh, right. When they drop the stuff in the ocean at the beginning.
Yeah, but remember, like we meet that guy who eventually Marsha Thomason's character kills in that limo.
Right. And when we set him up, he kills another guy at the beginning.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you show him what I think of him? Okay, boss. Cap.
Yeah, they say like pay him what we owe him. All right, bang, that's what we owe him.
By the way, the dude that shoots him is in so much of Nip Tuck.
Really, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, even when they kill off his character, he comes back as a ghost a couple times.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy. It's like 13 Reasons Why, season 2.
All right. So the main characters in this one are Chris Carmax.
It's just Carmack.
I know.
Time you've done that.
I just like it.
Would you do that because of the lip balm? Is that Carmax? That's Carmex. What's that called?
I think Carmax is like an auto insurance.
Oh
thing.
right. I'm thinking Carmex. It's like a
lip.
What do you call that?
All right, Chris Burtsby's. He plays Sebastian.
Yes, he does. I feel like I didn't catch that in the movie. Did you?
Me neither.
I learned that afterward.
I'm looking at that right now in the credits, and I can't believe what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
I remember her being called Danny a lot because I was like, wasn't that the name of Alba's character in the first one? Yeah, I had to go back.
The boat's name is Danny too. He names his boat
Danny Girl.
Danny Girl. Sorry.
Yeah. So Chris Carmack, he's Luke from the OC. So I mean, if you've heard of the OC but you've never seen it, you probably know one thing about the OC, and that's that somebody says, "Welcome to the OC, bitch."
Welcome to the OC, bitch.
And maybe you know that he follows that up with the even funnier line, "That's how we do it in Orange County."
This is how it's done in Orange County.
There's no way anyone would know that second part, but I think if they know one thing, it would be what you say.
I disagree.
Really? You think Welcome to the OC, bitch?
I think Welcome to the OC, bitch is the iconic moment in the entire show.
I think they're really close. It's one of those two, but they're really close. I don't know.
It could be, but I'm telling you, Welcome to the OC. That like I didn't watch the OC. Okay, when it aired, I watched it later on DVD. Okay, and when the Lonely Island first did the What You Say parody, I didn't get it because I didn't know What You Say, but I knew Welcome to the OC, bitch.
Maybe you just had more time with that. That was more for like further in the past.
Maybe, but anyway, this is the guy who says that.
That's right. Here he is.
Chris Carmack. He's the star of this movie.
And he nails it, I think.
Chris Carmack. And you know, he has a second life now going. He plays Link on Grey's Anatomy. And
that's right.
A great job.
Pretty handsome fellow.
Love him. He's a good actor, actually, for a big handsome guy. And his lady in this is Laura Vandervoort, Supergirl from Smallville. And you know, she's hanging around in her underwear a lot.
That's what they do in these movies.
Yeah, it really is. And they have two friends that they hang around with who are like real on again, off again relationship people. And I thought I wanted them to break up.
I did too. This guy was a jerk.
Yeah, she was too good for this guy, man.
Totally.
So it was Michael Graziadei. He's the dude. He plays character named Mace. And his girlfriend is Marcia Monroe, who play as Kimmy. And she shows her knockers in the movie.
She did.
There's a lot of nudity in this movie.
There is actually.
Well, most of it's randos though. Like she's the only one of like the main cast.
True. I didn't expect her to do that. That was crazy.
Nor did I. And it comes out of nowhere too, because they like just broke up and they're doing a thing where he's like, I'm fucking done. I ain't going back to her. And I'm like, she doesn't. Here's the problem with the movie. Not with the movie, but with their relationship. Is that he keeps fucking up. Okay, like it's always him that's doing the wrong,
right?
All right, and she breaks up with him, but then it feels like anytime he wants to get back together with her, he could just do it, and to the point where we start not even showing that. Like, there's a moment where he's like, "I'm done. I'm not going back with her anymore," and Chris Carmack is like, well, "I think you should," and then like the next scene is them fucking, and it's like, we didn't even bother doing the thing where he like grovels,
right?
Like it's just to be assumed she's taking him back.
I don't really think it's that on again, off again. I think that's just more to him. To her, they should just be on all the time, but he has a problem with cheating. Is more what it is.
That's a big problem. I would.
Of course,
say,
it is. That's
in a
what she
relationship.
deserves better than him.
Yeah, she Parvati,
she dies for it too.
It's true. She fucking dies for this fool.
It's so sad.
I hated this guy. He's my LVP of the movie.
Oh, that's fair. I think I might have done the same thing.
Yeah, but Parvati licked his pecs.
Yeah, she sure did.
I wish we saw that.
Yeah, it's just a story they tell. This Parvati chick licked my chest when I had drink on it.
Did you notice that Kimmy couldn't say Parvati?
I did. I wrote at some point.
She kept saying poverty.
Someone calls her poverty, which is a Jeff Probst problem he had for years.
It's
called
true.
her poverty for her first 4 seasons she was on. At least her first 3. Like, I remember we get down to like the end of Heroes versus Villains, and we'll be in challenges, and Jeff is like, poverty in last place. It's like, Jeff, this is her 3rd season.
Together,
making it to the end. What are we doing?
No,
it's pretty bad. By the way, the way they introduce Poverty in Amanda is they say, look who just showed up.
Holy shit. Guess who just showed up? The chest licker. Who? Poverty.
Did you catch that?
Oh, it's like Missy and Baylor.
Yeah, that's Missy and Baylor's thing. I can't give that to Poverty and Amanda.
There's too many inside fucking reality show things on this episode.
And they make another joke after they beat him in volleyball. They say, survive this, biatch.
Really?
Did you catch? There's like a big
No,
celebration.
I didn't.
It's like a line in the background. You hear "Survive this, biatch." So good.
That's so fun. Can I just say, Parvati? Neither of them are good actors. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Parvati and Amanda, both terrible.
Yeah.
But Parvati at least has some charisma on screen. She kind of holds the screen like as like the floozy who the boyfriend cheated with. Like she works as that character. Amanda is such a fucking nothing burger.
I think
Like,
that's why she's lost Survivor twice, like getting to the end.
I agree, and I think it's why like you haven't seen her since Heroes versus Villains.
So sad.
Like, I mean, she's an important figure in Survivor lore, but like you look at her in this movie, and it's just like, how did she ever get cast in anything? She's just like some girl.
Very beautiful.
Well, yeah.
Very beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. I think they were just such a hot duo at the time. They were just like, gotta put them in the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
But they didn't do
no.
anything after, did they?
Probably not. No,
I know Parvati did some. She tried to like be a host, like hosting gigs,
Yeah, she
interviews
did a little
and
bit
stuff.
of that.
Yeah, but I don't think Amanda really did anything like
They
that.
should have put Natalie Bolton on there instead of Amanda.
Yeah, maybe that'd be crazy. I remember Andrea kind of became like new Parvati. Andrea Belke, she kind of followed in Parvati's footsteps and did sort of the same
Yeah,
deal.
but she was never as good a player.
No, of course not. I remember thinking for a second she could have won Kara Moen. I think doesn't she go out with an idol in her pocket, Andrea?
Maybe.
She could have won that one. That's sad.
God damn it.
Anyway, this is the
All right.
Survivor episode.
This is, I guess. I mean, the whole reason we wanted to cover Into the Blue 2 is that these two random Survivor girls are in it.
But I wanted to cover Into the Blue 1 because I love it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Really? That's not a thing you knew?
Yeah, no, not until today.
Oh, I thought everyone knew that.
No. Now I loved the part of this movie that works for me completely is the villains. All right, because they set them up early on as like employing Chris Carmack and Laura Vandervoort, and they so like they could be good guys, but you don't know. All right. And then the girl gets violent with somebody at a club, and Laura Vandervoort's like, I'm not sure about this girl. And then it turns out they're villains. And I think the turn really works. And I like both these actors a lot. You got David Anders, who's an American actor, but I've only ever seen him play British characters.
That's crazy. Are you serious?
Yeah, he everything I've ever seen him in, he's doing this British accent.
That they did not seem American to me. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he does a really good British accent.
He looks British too. Like, you know how some people just look British? He looks British.
I guess so. So his biggest thing was he played Sark on Alias.
Okay.
Very important Alias character. Okay. And Marsha Thomason is his lady. She's playing a character named Azra. And she, of course, was Naomi from seasons 3 and 4 of Lost.
Okay. All right. So you love these guys.
Everybody knows Naomi. All right. If you don't know Naomi, remember she was on the freighter and she parachuted down to the island.
Don't spoil too much.
All right. Oh, good point. Yeah. Anyway, Marsha Thomason. I think she's really British, like legitimately.
Seems it. Looks
yeah. And I thought they were great together. I thought they had really good chemistry. I wish the movie was more about those two.
It is a lot about them.
No, I know. And anytime they were on screen, I was interested in what was happening.
Right. Yeah. Can I tell you what I thought was going to happen? The big moment where they try to kill the girlfriend in the middle of the ocean and she escapes. And the detective.
That was cool, by the way.
Yeah.
Because in the original movie, Alba jumps into the water at one point and someone starts shooting her. And immediately, like, someone says, stop,
right.
Let her go. And but then in this scene in Into the Blue 2, you get a lot of bullets being fired under the water, and it looks cool.
It's like the Incredibles.
It's like they were giving you a scene that they like blue balls you on in the first one.
Yeah, that was the takeaway. We got to get that scene in here.
Yeah.
But after that, the detective comes in and he talks to Chris Carmack, and he's like, "Hey, your girlfriend washed
that
up."
That detective was so bad. I don't know who this actor is, but he was a terrible actor.
I thought the movie was going to turn into, now we're questioning Chris Carmack about attempted murder. Like, we think that he tried to kill his girlfriend because he's not ratting out the bad guys. Like, he won't say what actually happened. Now, yeah. I thought it was going to be like, now he's in trouble, but that was just dropped too. But I thought that would have been kind of cool.
I guess so.
But that's a different movie. Probably.
There's so much bad acting in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm just thinking about, like, not only do you have like the Survivor girls, you have Audrina from the OC. Not the OC, from the Hills, And I mean, if you're gonna put anyone from the Hills on the show, like if I like gave you a ranking of who on the Hills would make a good actor, Audrina would be in last place.
Isn't that show like half acting? Half real show or something?
Yeah. Well, it's they're living their lives, but they're getting fed shit to say. They
should do something like that again. Maybe they do.
Well, they did. They rebooted The Hills, and I watched it. But Audrina, it was like so wooden, always on that shit. And you know, she was just always dealing with her drama with Justin Bobby, and so she's awful. That I thought that the cop was awful. There's a character at the beginning of the movie who's a model, and like I don't think she's ever been in anything else other than this movie. And Laura Vandervoort's like, "What do you do back home?" And
I like that joke.
She goes, "I'm a heart surgeon." And I laughed so hard, but then she says, "No, I'm a model." And I was like, it was funny. Like, you had to do that, but I thought she was terrible too. It's just like almost everyone except for like the four main people.
The guy was really going for something, Michael Graziade, whatever his name is.
He's terrible. He reminded me of that guy in The Room who's like, so when you first meet Michael Graziade and he's like telling you the story of meeting Parvati in the club.
Right.
And it's like just a dude telling us a story of something crazy that happened. And it's like, but all I'm watching is some dude talking. And it reminded me of that scene in The Room where the guy, he's like telling them the story, like, and then she came in and I had my underwears out. It like it had the same vibe.
Well, I didn't think about that, but I thought he was like just so committed to the role that I kind of liked it. Like, he wasn't half-assing it in a way, you know?
No, but like I don't care. Like, if you can commit as an actor, but like you need to like hold some sense of realism.
It reminded me of the guy from The Shape of Things. The fourth guy. The fourth.
No way.
This guy, that guy's clearly the worst one, but he's going for something so distinct that I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, but he captures something distinct in that movie, whereas this guy just captures something that stinks.
He's the player. He captured that. I can't hold on to this great girlfriend I got because I like Parvati, like all these ladies.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's too horny.
He is too similar to that other guy though, who keeps cheating on his girlfriend. Why are they the same?
Yeah. Like, why is that a bad guy and this guy's a good guy?
Seriously,
they're the same person.
What's the difference? One's friends with our main guy and one's not.
Yeah,
is the only difference.
I like that scene where he's trying to do a distress signal, and we cut to the guy on the boat receiving the distress signal, and he's like fucking a topless girl, and he's like, "Sure, I'll answer that."
Yeah, there are a lot more boobs in this movie. I mean, there were
Yeah.
none in the first movie, and there's like 4 naked women in this movie.
But I think that's what happened. Is the first movie, while it didn't have any boobs in it, is primarily remembered for shit like the menu screen on your DVD.
Totally.
And so Into the Blue 2, they were like, let's make it for that audience.
By the way, I'm only bringing that up because I'm attracted to women, but Paul Walker looks hot in this movie too. There are tons of shots of just like Paul Walker looking sexy. So I know I'm only talking about Jessica Alba, but if I
Paul
like,
Walker looks sexy no matter what.
but he's just
It's
like
impossible to
shirtless.
have
You see
a
his butt
shot of-
crack in
Oh,
certain
do we see his
shots.
butt crack? I didn't
Yeah.
notice that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Tons of stuff. But
Yeah.
but anyway, can you continue?
okay.
I thought I interrupted you.
No. What else do you want to talk
Well,
about?
first of all, I thought the bad guys were sort of like Jurassic Park 3. William H. Macy and Taya Leone hire Alan Grant, and then it's a trick that they play on him to really find their son. That's sort
Yeah.
of this. They're tricking our heroes, and they want to go get this bomb that's underwater.
Oh my god, the fucking bomb. Can we talk about that? Because the plot of the movie, not only is it like drugs or whatever, but it there's a big bomb like under the ocean. And at one point they specifically say that the plan is to create another Pearl Harbor.
Yes, that's true.
And I'm like, that's not what Pearl Harbor was. Pearl Harbor was like another country launching a sneak attack on America. It wasn't just like a random terrorist attack or a bomb went off. Like they're really doing another like Oklahoma City or whatever. But they want to blow up like an entire Hawaiian island. And it's another Pearl. They're only calling it Pearl Harbor because it's Hawaii.
Yeah. I didn't
It's
understand
very
that at all.
fucking weird. And like there's so much stuff like that
I just
because
dropped it.
there's another thing where Marsha Thomason has a line about David Anders' character. She says like, never underestimate how much he hates America.
So you think they were going to use it on another Hawaiian island or America?
You know, Hawaii's in America.
But okay, but do you think they were going to use it on like California?
No, I think they were going to blow up a Hawaiian. Their plan was like, this is where all great attacks on America start. Hawaii, because of
Holy
Pearl
shit.
Harbor.
Yeah, I really didn't think that deep into it. I was like, what the hell? All right, whatever. But you're right. That was the plan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the way that they tell each other. I'm sure this is just a thing in real life, but when they find treasure, they use a knife to tap on the back of their tank to make a loud noise so they know where to go to find them. That's really
Yeah.
cool. I like that little part of the movie where they're like,
Right.
oh, what's that? And they swim over to them. I like that we see it all play out.
She gets away at the end. Do you think they were planning on making a third one?
Who gets away?
Marsha
girl?
Thomason. No.
Yeah, that's your girl. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, that's my girl. Okay.
She's from Lost. Of course.
Yeah,
that's
I
your girl.
guess.
Possible, maybe. Did they not do it only because it didn't make any money?
Well, I don't know. I saw that the budget was $14 million. There's no way they made that budget back on a straight to DVD movie.
It's hard, I think, when you're shooting underwater. That's probably going to cost a lot of money.
It
Too.
looked like shit too, which is like a bummer
think so.
because the first movie, like the underwater stuff, like makes the whole movie. Like
Yeah, totally.
you can ignore the whole plot and just like feast your eyes on the underwater shit, which is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But in the second one, I don't know. There's a lot of like weird split screen shots for no reason.
That volleyball scene is all a split screen. That was really
Yeah.
weird choice.
And in Into the Blue, there's a lot of shots where you can like see actors interacting with fish and stuff, like underwater, like they're all in the same shot together. And in this one, I feel like we would like show some fish, and then we'd cut over to like a close up of an actor's
Yeah, no,
face.
the first one is so professionally made. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was really impressed watching it, and yeah, there is a clear difference here feel like I had something I was gonna say. I forgot. Um, I don't know. Yeah, it ends the exact same way. I don't know. I had something.
Okay. Um. Well, anyway, it's bad. It's
I didn't hate it
probably.
that much.
I, I think it's probably a 1, but I didn't hate it either.
I think it's a
Like,
2.
it's just so bad. Like, I liked watching it, and I had fun, but it's bad.
It's bad. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was fine. I thought it was just like the first movie, but worse.
Well, yeah, and I gave the first movie a 2.
I gave it a 3.
Well, there you go. That's the difference. So yeah, I'm gonna go 1 on this one. MVP, I'll go with David Anders.
Really? No, that's
Yeah.
good actually, especially because he's doing a whole British performance I didn't even know about. I wrote Chris Carmack, but you might be right about that. No, I'll stick with Chris Carmack. I want to go with him.
All right. And
Um,
LVP, he's definitely better than Audrina and the Survivor girls, but at least, see, we're talking about least valuable player, okay? And the value of them is when they show up, you're like, hey, it's Audrina from the Hills.
I didn't
Or,
do that.
hey, it's Parvati and Amanda from Survivor 16. Um, but while the performance might have been better, I think he brought less value. And that's why I'm going to go with Michael Graziadei as my LVP.
I thought you were going to go with Rand Holdren as Avery.
No, because we were talking about it, and we were saying they're such similar characters, and at least like Avery, we're supposed to hate, and we
Right.
do.
He's over in that sense. The other guy doesn't make any sense.
Right. Whereas as this character Mace, we're supposed to like him, and I never do.
It's true. I think that's the right call actually, and I'm going to agree with that.
Yeah.
So my second installment of 188 of them, I rank this 134 between Pet Cemetery 2 and Resident Evil Apocalypse.
That feels too high. I mean,
Really?
First of all, Pet Cemetery 2 is way better than this movie.
I don't know. That's a movie I didn't. You saw that for the podcast. I haven't seen that since I was 13 years old. But I don't know. I don't think that's terrible. The ones above it: Leprechaun 2, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Blade 2, Predator 2.
Yeah,
Somewhere
those are all much better than this.
Under it, Resident Evil, Matrix 2, Clerks 2, Mary Poppins Returns, Garfield, Tale of Two Kitties. It's better than those.
I don't think this is better than Clerks 2.
I don't like thinking about those movies.
I understand. I
So
get
much.
it. Yeah, but mostly the third one.
Right. Third one made the second one worse to me.
I know. Kind of me too.
I like how the ending, how Jay and Silent Bob give the drug money to them to like help them keep the restaurant or whatever the thing is.
The quick stop.
Yeah, that was a sweet ending, but whatever. But there it is. And Roger Ebert, it skipped it. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Why though? He loved the first one.
It's straight to video. Roger Ebert did not review straight to video.
Why?
Because
he's not like us. He doesn't do it for the love of the game. He just did it for that paycheck.
No, he did, but you gotta understand, like, he's reviewing every movie that comes out. Like every week, there's like 6 movies that come out in theaters, and he has to review all of them. So he doesn't have time for this bullshit.
You think this is what he does in his free time, though? He enjoys watching schlock like this just for fun.
I like to imagine that, like, he comes home from like going to like 3 screenings that day of like classy films, and then he's like, all right, time to go home and sit back with some Into the Blue 2, The Reef.
I just watched Dogtooth and the Hurt Locker. Now it's time to watch Into the Blue 2, The Reef.
Right.
Although we never ranked 2009. Let's do that.
Should we do that?
Yeah, I watched a bunch of 2009 movies for this ranking. So I'll go first. My number 10, I'm going with Funny People. That's a funny movie. Might be long.
Movie.
It is.
Well, it's very fucking long, but I like it.
Of course. Number 9, Observe and Report. Great
Wow.
film. Number
Yeah.
8, Jennifer's Body. Can't get enough of that movie. Love it. Number 7,
Yeah.
The Hurt Locker, the Best Picture winner of the year. Number 6, Dogtooth. Just watched it. Number 5, just watched this one as well. A Serious Man. Number 4, Adventureland. That's a great movie.
I love that
Number
movie.
3, a documentary that Daniel told me to watch. This is called We Live in Public.
I forgot that you watched that.
That's a pretty good one.
That's a great movie.
It is. Number 2, I watched this morning, guys. I woke up at like 7:45. I was like, oh, I gotta watch Fish Tank. So that's my number 2.
That's a classic.
I'm not
man.
putting it number 1, but I was like, calm down. Calm down. Don't be
Now you gotta see American Honey, her follow-up.
It's long, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's great.
All right. Number 1,
Shorter than Funny People.
Really? All right.
I think so.
I thought that was maybe I'm thinking of the other one, the Shia LaBeouf movie.
No, I mean that movie's really long. You're probably thinking of the right thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, number 1, Inglourious Bastards.
Okay. All right. Great list.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thanks.
Here's mine. Number 10, Crank High Voltage.
A 5-star film.
A
according to you.
5-star film. Number 9, The House of the Devil. Number
You gave that
8.
5?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, number 8, Observe and Report.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Lars von Trier's Antichrist.
Yeah, whatever.
No. Yeah, you're right. A Serious Man should be on this list. Sorry. Number 6, Funny People. Number 5, Adventureland. Number 4, Fish Tank. Number 3, We Live in Public. Number 2, Dogtooth.
Oh,
And number 1, Inglourious Bastards.
yeah. I love your list. I didn't know that you. I thought you were like the number 1 Adventureland fan.
I love Adventureland.
I know, but I thought that would be like
It's
number
a good
3.
year, though, man.
honestly.
I can't really argue Adventureland being better than my top 4.
We didn't mention Avatar. That was weird of us not to do that.
Oh, was that weird of us?
You have any shout outs you want to give? 500 Days of Summer.
Fuck no. But Hump Day, Sin Nombre is great. The White Ribbon by Haneke, Where the Wild Things Are, Drag Me to Hell. It was a good year, 2009. There's a lot of
Moon?
fun
That's
stuff on
cool.
the list. Moon's great too. You good call. Avatar.
Fired up.
I have Avatar over here at number 112 on my list.
God damn. I have it at number 41.
All right. What do you have last place?
Last for the year is Year One.
Really?
Fuck that movie.
Well, yeah, that movie sucks, but I have it higher than Boondock Saints 2.
I know you would. I have that ahead of Land of the Lost, Boondock Saints 2. You ever see Land of the Lost? That movie's
I
awful.
saw it in theaters.
Oh my
sir.
God. You sat there like continuously and just
Yeah,
watched it?
yeah, and it was like you knew right away it was bad. It was like, and then you're just sitting there.
That's Jesus.
I was such a Danny McBride guy. Like I was like, oh, Danny McBride and Will Ferrell, I'll check that shit out. And I think the female lead had been on the show Pushing Daisies that I really liked.
Okay. Never heard of that
Yeah.
one.
Mm.
But so there we go. I
right.
liked one line in Into the Blue too. They said, let's murderlize them.
I feel like they say that on Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I knew that was the word I had heard, but I was like, I couldn't think about it. I meant to Google a lot of stuff, honestly, when I was watching the movie, and then I just never did. I was like, I'll Google this. Into the Blue 1 too, and then I just never did. Like
That's
the
okay.
con.
You'll make up for it with your great editing.
That's right. Well, I'm not gonna Google. I don't feel like I'm not gonna edit anything in this episode. Well, I guess one part. But what's next?
Guys,
Nobody
it's-
commented on the Patreon.
Who gives a shit? It's spooky season.
Is
Ah! Oh, ghosts.
that slime?
And ghouls and goblins.
Daniel's shaking right now. He's so scared.
Slime.
Oh, slime.
Yeah, it's I love slime. That's great. All right. Anyway, listen. You know what we're doing? Big horror franchise. That's what we tend to do around this time of year. And this one's got 11 fucking movies. So strap yourselves in, gang, because you're going to be hearing about these movies for the next 5 fucking weeks.
Oh,
Um, and the films that we're doing are the Hellraiser movies.
oh no!
All right. Clive Barker's classic Hellraiser with Pinhead and what do they call it? A little box?
I don't know. Little box.
Yeah. There's a scary little box in the Hellraiser movies.
I have no idea. How does he kill people? With pins? With little pins?
No, those are just in his head.
Oh,
Puzzle
take them
box.
out to stab.
There's puzzle boxes, okay?
Holy shit.
And there's all these Cenobites. Pinhead is just one of many Cenobites.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's a lot of lore involved in the Hellraiser franchise. So we're going to dig deep, baby, as Jeff Probst has said. And so next week on the show, we're just doing the first 2 Hellraiser movies. All right. Hellraiser by Clive Barker and Hellbound: Hellraiser 2 by a fella named Tony Randell, who I'm not familiar with, but appears to have directed some porn. And
Really?
he was the editor on the original Hellraiser.
Okay, that's cool.
All right. So strap in, strap on,
Oh, strap on. Whoa.
because these films are about pleasure and pain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that would be painful.
And which ones have you seen again?
I have seen the first 3 Hellraiser. I've seen the first 3 and then the remake. Okay.
Okay.
So what we're doing is there's 10 in the original Hellraiser franchise and the remake.
Why did you stop? Is 3 really bad?
Not particularly, but like I don't know. I gotta say, I probably stopped because I started doing this podcast, and I was like, I'll save the rest.
It's ruined a lot of things I want to watch. There's a ton of stuff out there I want to see, but I just haven't.
I've always wanted to see the 4th one because the 4th one supposedly has a lot of really complicated lore shit in it, and also the director took his name off of it, so it's technically directed by Alan Smithy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Have we ever covered an Alan Smithy on the
I don't
podcast?
believe we have. So
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're really cracking that door open. All right. So get your puzzle box out, put your pins in, and get ready for Hellraiser starting next week on the franchise Slime.